Hello, GNDR members. My name is Dina Dandashli, co-founder and executive director at Management for Development. I will be taking you through a series of videos to strengthen your fundraising capacities as part of GNDR's Local Leadership Academy. I hope you enjoy and can apply and share this learning within your organization and in your community. So, why do applications fail? Let's just ask ourselves first, how does fundraising fit into the project management cycle, and why is it important? Indeed, fundraising is a crucial step without which projects are not feasible. Well, this might seem quite redundant and obvious. So many organizations catastrophically fail to dedicate sufficient resources and time to do this. And this actually usually results in not securing the funding necessary to implement projects. Fundraising also must be fully aligned with the project management cycle. It must be included. It is a crucial step, as I said earlier. And when developing a proposal and when trying to identify all of the activities that you want to implement, you first have to have this in mind. It also, there is a correlation between funding seed and project goals and strategy, because sometimes organizations just look for funding that is not aligned with what the organization usually does or what their mission and vision is. Usually, as a result, there are problems in finding, securing the funding, or when they get the funding, they cannot implement the project. And so there are many pitfalls when fundraising. So as for the admin reasons, some of them are summed up here. So the proposal may not be sent beyond the deadline or through means other than the allowed. So this happens so frequently. It seems so obvious and happens so frequently that you have a deadline, and because you try to do all of the documents and fulfill all of the requirements in terms of all of the annexes and admin documents, that when you submit the proposal, well, you have issues because something is lacking, and then you end up sending after the deadline, and that results in the proposal being rejected. Another possibility that is very frequent too is that the organization is ineligible. So maybe because the donor is looking for an organization which is based in a specific country and registered in a specific country, or maybe the year of registration is a problem because the donor requires that the organization is registered this year, and your organization has been registered after the year or before the year. Actually, usually it's after the year. Other possibilities is that the donor requires consortia. So just one organization applying for funding is not eligible and cannot submit a proposal. Or for instance, one of the very frequent issues is that the donor also requires partnerships with public or private sector PPAs, which is also possible requirement that the organization, if it doesn't fulfill, will not get funded. Now, as for the other two options is the organization fails to provide required documents like registration records, audit reports, etc. And that results in the proposal not being even evaluated because all of the admin documents requirements have not been fulfilled. Past performance or track record is also really looked upon by the donor. And if it's not enough so that the donor feels confident about the organization having a sound management, programmatic, and or financial performance, this results in the proposal being rejected. There are other reasons why the applications fail to secure funding, and these are more technical or financial in nature. So maybe the proposal is not aligned perfectly with the donor priorities, whether they be thematic or geographic, or maybe the log frame is not well designed. Maybe the activities are really, really described, but maybe the indicators are not smart. The objective is not well defined, well elaborated. Another problem is that maybe the problem statement is not sufficiently developed, or is maybe too developed versus a very short solution section, so that the intervention logic is not well structured and or developed, so that the donor really understands what we are aiming to do. And this results in the proposal being rejected too. And also not using correctly the templates and instructions that are being provided by the donor, such as, well, information not correctly presented to facilitate the evaluator's review, or maybe the format is not consistent with the donor requirements, or maybe it exceeds the page and or the character limits. And this is so frequent. Other reasons include that, particularly for the narrative proposal, that there are many redundancies and there's no flow. And so it really, maybe the information, the particular information is all over the place, but then key information is lacking from the narrative proposal. Well, that also is, let's say, a reason for the whole proposal not being sufficiently evaluated by the donor, and then so not funded. Project strategy not consistent with the budget, very important, and we get to see that in subsequent sections. Costs or activities are ineligible, so that the donor does not wish to fund this particular type of cost. Let's say the admin costs are not funded by a particular donor, or maybe this kind of activity which has to do with organizing a conference is not eligible. And we have included it as part of the activities and also in the budget. We might come with some trouble. Also, value for money. This is something that is more and more important to donors. It always has been, but they're really looking closely at this, is that the activities that we propose to do and the intervention logic as a whole is cost effective, so as that with a smaller amount of funding, we can have a higher impact. Analysis of risks and mitigation plans are not comprehensive enough. This is something that we will have really to look into and identify all of the risks and come up with mitigation plans to overcome, or at least minimize the risks when implementing a project. And this is particularly true for your kind of organizations. And also, cross-cutting priorities, either not well addressed, sufficiently addressed, such as gender, disability, environment. And this is also really high up in the donors agenda. So really take this into consideration.